Ordinary, useful, dispensable. That's what comes to mind when you think of tape. But that same everyday stuff can be made strong enough to hold this building's 884,000 pounds of steel in place. The power of sticky is honestly pretty amazing. And how it happens involves a constant tug-of-war between a substance's inner and outer strengths. Life is a sticky thing. At least since Aristotle, scientists have puzzled over how geckos, octopuses, and barnacles attain sticky status, so it's not surprising that humans try to imitate them. For centuries, we've been making glue out of plant gum, egg whites, beeswax, tree saps, and many, many different animals. Adhesive tape, though, the thing that helps us every day, was only invented in the 1920s. Nowadays, it's used in packaging, bandages, carpets, electronics, road markings, buses, cell phones, airplanes, and yes, that huge building we mentioned earlier. But how does it all work? The core ingredients in all these man-made adhesives are macromolecules called polymers that vary in stickiness, and how they vary comes down to a finely tuned balance between the physical forces of cohesion and adhesion.
Oh, yeah, there she goes. That's cohesion, and that is a failure, for sure.
My name's Audrey Sherman. Sticky to me means a tug-of-war. There's a big balance between adhesion and cohesion. You really need both of those to balance out a tape.
Adhesion, as the name implies, is when one substance is able to adhere to another. It's what makes coasters sometimes cling to the underside of your glass. Cohesion, on the other hand, is the ability of a substance's molecules to bind to themselves, keep it high, and the adhesive will stay sturdy and rigid. Make it low, and the substance will stretch and pull apart. Still confused? Well, let's ask the expert.
So you step on a piece of chewing gum, it's adhered, but it's internally not very strong. And then you step your foot away and the adhesion is still there, but now the cohesive strength is so weak, just splits.
By varying the degree of adhesion and cohesion, 3M scientists can create tapes designed for all sorts of functions, a sort of spectrum of sticky. Post-it notes, for instance, have very low adhesion, but their cohesive properties are relatively high. These command hooks, on the other hand, have a very finely tuned cohesiveness, strong enough to hold something heavy, but just weak enough to be peeled cleanly off the wall. Push things far enough, and you have a tape that can hold two steel plates together against the force of a sledgehammer. In fact, this same tape can stay stuck through hurricane force winds, and is the tape being used to hold together all of the steel panels on the Walt Disney Concert Hall.
You need that broad spectrum of stickiness. It depends on what you want to adhesively stick together.
It all goes to show that when scientists tweak the balance of cohesion and adhesion, they can create an incredible range of sticky stuff.
There's just tape that you can't run into it enough, and you can't avoid it. So even when you don't know it's there, it's there.